spinning around you, spinning around you.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live.
It's the Nets on a road trip for this one, an interconference game today, looking for the win. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. The Pelicans hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. And, of course, Kyle Korver. Without his presence, they'll have to overcome the hole there.
What the trade means to me, guys, is they think some of their young players are ready to take on more responsibility, and they're going to be more minutes for guys that weren't seeing a whole lot of them before.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Harrison Barnes is out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Jaylen Brown. Then it's Conley, and it's Jokic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Conley, pass to Barnes. Jokic with it. Just 5 on the clock. Outside Conley. Launches it. Can't hit that one. So the Pelicans will take it the other way.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
And good that time.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Now here's Wall. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Utah. A stupendous finish in traffic. Wall's got his first points in this one.
Oh, great move to get to the rack there against the guy who doesn't really just have the strength to be able to keep him away from the rim.
Over in the corner, Conley. Barnes outside. Back to Conley. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by New Orleans. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out, though. If you're going to shoot in the low 30s, you're going to end up losing a lot of games.
Yeah, rough outing for their offense. You saw a spark here and there, but their main scorers just couldn't stay hot.
Now, here's Brown. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Griffin attacking and slam dunk by Lamb.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Here's Jokic. 14 points from him the last game against San Antonio.
Yeah, Kev, he was a standout on the backboards that night and got a number of big rebounds.
And now that final debt Doris has been paid, it must feel like a huge relief for Nets fans to be done with that trade they made with Boston.
Well, you hate to say it, but trading for KG, Pierce, and Terry back in 2013 turned out to be a disaster for the Nets. Probably set the organization back a good 5 years. They must be thrilled to be out from under the weight of that mistake.
Here's Lamb, following the basket by Julius Randle. Ayton kicks the wall. It's not going to go for him. Randle with some nice D. And so it's Randle bringing it up now for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 3. Lamb up top. He's covered by Brown. And Griffin scores. The assist from Lamb. 6 points for Blake Griffin.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Greg, the defense better start to disrupt his rhythm, or it's going to be an awfully long night for them.
Now here's Conley. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And using that wide reach to reject shots. Ayton can't afford to throw up weak stuff around the big fella.
Ayton with it. Jokic defending. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Pelicans have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
and they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Nets trail by 8. Now here is Conley. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Kicks to Barnes. It's deflected.
Boy, T.J. Warren showing some activity on the defensive end. Great timing on that block.
And Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star.
Basketball, like passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Yeah, it didn't take him long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time. Oh! Look at that. Well, this is one aspect you'd like to see more of from T.J. Warren. We know he's a great scorer. Pretty dime there.
There's the pass to Jokic. And he converts the layup.
I'll tell you, good things always come when you've got players who work hard for second chance opportunities.
Wall looking it over. Randall grabs the board. Nets trail by 8. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Wall against Conley. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. That is his first foul of the game. There are so many great open floor players in this game. Who would be the scariest player coming at you on the fast break?
Kevin, I can't limit this to just one. Are you kidding me? How would you like to have LeBron James bearing down on you at 6'8", 250-plus pounds? Or the length of Giannis Antetokounmpo, who can cover from one end of the floor in the other in 4 or 5 strides? How about if Russell Westbrook's meeting me at the cup and he can dunk on my head? Or the young, talented Donovan Mitchell? I don't want any part of any one of those guys.
What great names, and you're right. Runaway freight trains, each of them. Poked away. Lamb with the ball. Brown's there. They get it back. Goes back up. And it's Ayton missing.
Man, look at how well the defense does to cut his path to the basket. Comes up empty on what might have been an easy play.
That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Jokic. Wall against Conley. Wall passes to Lamb. Now here's Ayton. Guarded closely. Brooklyn with the rebound. Getting their first look of the season at this Pelicans team. Jokic draws the double. Over in the corner, Randall. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. And it's 7 points for Julius Randle.
Well, this here is a game. Good run to close the gap.
Yeah, they ramped up their intensity, forced good things to happen, and now they're right back in it.
To the paint, here's Lamb, and it's blocked by Brown, and he recovers it, and it's good for 2. 1:10 left here in the second. Nets trail by 3. Conley surveying the D. Here's Jokic, and Jokic slams it in.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Wall finds Griffin, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
How good is that pass from John Wall? My man doing some work right now.
The Nets have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Here's Conley. Over in the corner, Brown. Here's Jokic. 2 points. That one goes. Jokic has got 10 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And Wall kicks to Griffin. Back to Wall. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
Getting resourceful there. Go ahead, John Wall on the interior.
Conley against Wall. Outside Conley. Pass to Barnes. Shoots over Warren. Barnes can't get it to go. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to. New Orleans had no problems getting going. They didn't wait long to put together a 9-2 run. They were making a lot of tough plays look easy. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. And into the second quarter, momentum started to shift. And
welcome back to New Orleans, everyone. Glad to have you with us tonight as we take a peek at all the happenings just outside of Bourbon Street. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
And it's mattered not, Greg, whether he's been spotting up or creating for himself. He was unstoppable, and you hope it carries over to the second half.
They've got Warren all out there with Jeremy Lamb. Then there's Griffin, and it's Ayton in at the center. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half. Brown the pass to Jokic. Shot clock at 6. Over Ayton. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Nikola Jokic.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Conley finds Jokic. Conley up top, covered by Wall. Conley the pass to Jokic. And here's Brown outside. A shot missing. And New Orleans will come the other way. They've led by as much as 10. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Warren against Barnes. Outside Conley. Back to Barnes. Right wing. Here's Jokic. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Lamb up top. He's covered by Brown. Outside for Griffin. Pass to Lamb. Over Brown. Warren trying to break loose. Here's Ayton. Makes it off the glass. Ayton's got his second bucket of the night.
And using that 7'5" wingspan, putting it back off the miss, one of Ayton's specialties. And you know, DeAndre Ayton, all that height around him. He goes 7 feet, 250 with that 7'5" wingspan and already produces. But still, he shows considerable upside.
And Kevin, Jaylen Brown thrives when it comes to scoring through contact. This is a guy who is constantly looking to initiate that body contact with the defense.
Here's Wall. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. You know, Greg, what amazes me about Ayton, the skill level for someone his size.
I mean, he can put the ball on the floor, really improving as a facilitator. You look at Embiid, you look at Big Cat, Ayton gives you a lot of those similar traits.
Here's Brown. Conley with a wide open look. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Conley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Lamb kicks to Wall. There's 49 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Guys, think about the first time John Wall registered his first triple-double. Only 4 players in NBA history had registered it in fewer games than he did. Think about these names: Oscar Robertson, Connie Hawkins, Magic Johnson, and Hambone Williams. Incredible.
Now here's Brown, covered by Lamb. Conley gets the bucket.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Griffin kicks to Warren. Left side, Griffin. Over Randall. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 14 points for Blake Griffin.
Wow, what a crafty player. Gets it done any way he has to.
Ball against Conley. Passes it to Barnes. Count it, and the foul. T.J. Warren picks one up.
Look, Kev, that's just the perfect example of improved strength by Barnes, able to finish +1.
The Nets shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. So for Brooklyn now, Conley out there with Jaylen Brown. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Barnes. And at the 3, the small forward. Griffin against Randle. Griffin's shot is off. And so it's Randle bringing it up now for the Brooklyn Nets. The lead is 2. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Here's Lamb. Back to Griffin. Randle with some nice D. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. From the wing, Pelicans with the rebound. Ayton's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
And just the sheer power of Griffin, one of the best finishers in the league after contact.
Brown with it. He's picked up by Lamb. Brown kicks to Jokic. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Back to Wall. Banked in off the glass.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
They've got to be willing to step up. And when it's this close, you just can't let them get easy buckets. Make them feel you a bit.
Down low, Jokic. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
I mean, he's as close to automatic when he's up at that line, especially when the ball game's a close one.
Wall against Conley. Lets it go from 11. Wall, no luck.
Well, they get it to the high percentage area, and then it all goes wrong from there.
It's good from Barnes on the assist by Jokic. Jokic has got 3 assists now in this one. Pelicans trail by 6. And Wall. Here we go now. Outside Griffin. Back to Wall. Over Conley. Wall's shot is good. Wall's got 4 this quarter.
That's a big-time delivery. John Wall making it happen.
The pass to Barnes. Shoots over Warren. Barnes can't get it to go. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. Wall dishes to Ayton. Back to Wall. Griffin against Randle. Lets it go from 11. And the shot is long. Nets leading by 4. Inside. It's stolen by Wall. 52 seconds left in the fourth. The shot, no good. The Nets go the other way with it, and he commits the intentional foul. And so it's Brooklyn with it. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Here's Jokic, and Jokic slams it in.
Boy, nice feed, leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're down by 6. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, more than half of their scoring has been through him. It hadn't been selfish either. That's the way they mapped this thing out, and they knew what a tough matchup he'd be for their D, so they just decided to ride it.
And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lamb, good! And now they trail by just 4.
I'll tell you, the floater is a shot that takes great touch, but that one looks pretty leaving his fingertips.
And an intentional foul right there. Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5.
Yeah, former 4th overall draft pick. Conley took a while to develop physically, but the mental parts have always been there. Perfectly done at the stripe there. That brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 6. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Lamb. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's in! And now they trail by just 4.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low. No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
And here's Wall outside. The shot, no good.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
Well, that's just superb effort on the defensive end. You don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's good.
I don't see a threat, I don't stress over bozos, I bounce back.